The most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." I want you to know that I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience. Politics is not a bad profession. If you succeed, there are many rewards. If you disgrace yourself, you can always write a book. It's true, hard work never killed anybody, but I figure, why take the chance? Republicans believe every day is the 4th of July, but the Democrats believe every day is April 15th. Entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States. They say the world has become too complex for simple answers. They are wrong. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. We don't have $1 trillion debt because we haven't taxed enough, we have $1 trillion debt because we spend too much. I know in my heart that man is good, that what is right will always eventually triumph, and there is purpose and worth to each and every life. Government's view of the economy could be summed up in a few short phrases: if it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it. Heroes may not be braver than anyone else. They're just braver 5 minutes longer. Some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world. But, the Marines don't have that problem. A nation that cannot control its borders is not a nation. Recession is when your neighbor loses his job. Depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when Jimmy Carter loses his. We will always remember. We will always be proud. We will always be prepared, so we will always be free. It has been said that politics is the second oldest profession. I have learned that it bears a striking resemblance to the first. Government is not a solution to our problem, government is the problem. It isn't so much that liberals are ignorant. It's just that they know so many things that aren't so. The federal government did not create the states created the federal government. The future doesn't belong to the light-hearted. It belongs to the brave. When you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. Of the 4 wars in my lifetime, none came about because the U.S. was too strong. To sit back hoping that someday, someway, someone will make things right is to go on feeding the crocodile, hoping he will eat you last, but eat you he will. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal, or no weapon in the arsenals of the world, is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. I have wondered at times what the 10 Commandments would have looked like if Moses had run them through the U.S. Congress. Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. Thomas Jefferson once said, "We should never judge a president by his age, only by his works." And ever since he told me that, I stopped worrying. I've always believed that a lot of the trouble in the world would disappear if we were talking to each other instead of about each other. Never let the things you can't do stop you from doing what you can. Surround yourself with great people, delegate authority, get out of the way. A people free to choose will always choose peace. Don't be afraid to see what you see. America is too great for small dreams. As government expands, liberty contracts. Man is not free unless government is limited.